And we're back in the game, this time with a new campaign, playing the Total War Elder Scrolls mod for Medieval 2 Total War Kingdoms. It's a mod that I have played in the past. This is a newer version, so there's quite a bit that's been added and a whole bunch that I've forgotten. Now, I know absolutely nothing about the fantasy world that the Elder Scrolls are set in, so if anyone knows anything about it, anything at all, please feel free to leave a comment and educate me. We'll be playing this as we play normal Medieval 2 Total War, that is, building up armies and going out and killing our enemies and taking their land. So, we have two choices, the Third Era and the Fourth Era. Apparently in the Fourth Era there is a civil war in the northern part of the map, in the lands of Skyrim. In the Third Era there's some type of Oblivion crisis. Now, there is a script to activate it, but as I know nothing about it, I won't be activating it, at least not in this campaign. I shall do a personal playthrough just to test out what it is and whether it benefits the campaign or not. Also, not sure if I've installed this correctly, so we'll see how far we get. Also not sure how stable it is, as it's a newer version. But hopefully it is pretty stable and we can do a full campaign. So I'm going to start at the Third Era, because Third Era comes before Fourth Era. Apparently there isn't a First or a Second Era campaign. So let's go and choose the Third Era. I'm going to put it on short campaign, as I say, because this is basically a test. See how well the mod performs and see how well I perform in the mod. So we are going to be on very hard and very hard. There's a very large empire in the center of the map, and it kind of plays like the Byzantines do in Medieval 2. Very quickly everybody ends up hating you and going to war with you. And as you can see, being stuck in the middle, it means you're surrounded by a lot of enemies. Now, down here are some kind of High Elven faction. Down here, some type of Wood Elf faction. Down here, there are two kingdoms with a kind of cat-like tribe, or cat-like people. And over on this side of the map, there's about 5 or 6 factions. I'm not even sure how to describe them. Some kind of lizard or insectoid factions. And up here are a bunch of human factions as well. There is an orc faction right around there. It's a very small faction. There's an island up here with some undead people. And you're going to discover all of them as I discover them on the map. So, we have to decide who we're going to play as. Now, as it's our first time playing, we won't be playing this Kairodil or Cyrodiil Empire. Maybe if this campaign progresses well, we'll be playing them later on at some point. I was kind of thinking of starting up in one of the corners of the map, because that might be beneficial. Reduces the number of enemies I have to start with. So, I'm going to select this one, Daggerfall, which is right up here on this corner. Basically, it only has one neighbour, or possibly two. The High Elven one would be a very good starting point, because it's relatively safe. But I would kind of like to do a longer playthrough of that. And I'm just not familiar with any of these tribes over here, these lizard or insectoid peoples, to go and play them. Now I believe there's a TV show based around this faction up here, Skyrim. Would be this one. It's a rather nice, was that a bear? Yeah, it looks like a bear, doesn't it? It's not a wolf, is it? I'm pretty sure it's a bear, but it has a nice colour and it has a very large piece of the map. And it's also quite defensible. But as I say, we're going to start with Daggerfall. Manage all cities, battle time limit is on, no advice. So let's see how well this performs. Okay, welcome to Daggerfall. Okay, now we are in year 411, which is over here, but sometimes it's hard to see and sometimes it's not, depending on which faction you're playing as. Right, now we have a fair bit to read through, so I shall not read all of it, because as I say, I know absolutely nothing about this world, but shall just scroll down and go ahead and read it yourselves, wish. There's obviously quite a bit of content. Modders put in a lot of effort, and they obviously know a lot about this world. I don't. Okay, should be all of it. So we've got 10,000 in our treasury, and before we do a single thing, we're expecting to make roughly 2,500. Now, do we have any agents? We have a spy. There's our spy. There he is. His name is Calder. Right, and we've got 5 settlements, a huge city, a minor city, a wooden castle, and 2 towns. So, good selection. Looks like we've got family members and generals in all of them. Right, our military forces. You in fact have an admiral down here with a good sized fleet. So, there's land over here that's within fairly easy reach of a naval invasion. And we have a fairly narrow front across this peninsula. There is a mountain range kind of running up through the middle of it. Think Italy, but that slight angle. The Orcs are over here, Orcish capital. And so we could launch some naval invasions. There's a fairly decent sized island here. I don't know if anybody's living on it. Now this is where the High Elves live. Got 2 large islands, kind of like Australia and New Zealand, I guess. Off in the bottom left hand corner of the map. I don't think we want to go down there and mess with the High Elves, at least not yet. So let's see about organising our troops. Right. These are a basic militia unit, town guard, more town guard. These look like a lot better units. Even have some knights, knights of the dragon, not dragon knights. Some more good units up there, and more militia units there. Right, that's a town. I'm gonna drop it down to low taxation. There's no land bridge, is there? No. So we're gonna have to move them by sea. Right, that's our factionaire. 4 loyalty, and he's very young. See our family tree. Yeah, he hasn't even been married. We don't have any other family members. We do have a couple of generals. I was going to take him out to lead the army. It's going to start invading places, but I think I'm going to keep him there. I'm going to take those 3 How happy are they? Oh, exceedingly happy. Can probably just leave him in there by himself, can't we? Drop them off into there. Right. So, they are still incredibly happy. Bump their taxes up. It's going to expand at 4,000 population. This is our capital, Daggerfall. Probably why we're known as the faction Daggerfall. Alright, let's wow, that has a really large population already, doesn't it? 30,000 with 3% growth. Alright, it's like we can probably take all of them out. Our faction leader, he's extremely good. He's 39. How old is his wife? 38. I doubt if they're going to have any more kids, so I'm going to take him out. Let's take him out with these troops. Drop the income a little bit. Might be able to move. Yeah. I'm going to take the Crossbowmen. That's still okay. It's actually going to lose population like that. Alright. Where are those other good units? Up here. I'm going to give them a whole stack if we can. Now, in the earlier version I played, there really weren't any mercenaries. I didn't come across any. But there are apparently some in this. We've got some free company crossbowmen, some yeomen, 400 and 510. 160 upkeep, seems fairly reasonable. As does that. I'm going to recruit them just to get some diversity in there. Up there. So we've got 3 missile units, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's quite a few. 4, 5 cavalry. Guess we're going to need some spearmen. They seem to be okay with not having any troops in there. Right. See how many troops we can take out from there. Now this guy, just look at him. Bertram Spode. Bit of a German sounding name, but look at his face. Would you follow this guy into battle? Well, apparently he's a baron of this area. Right. Well, he does have fairly decent loyalty. What if we take him out? 580. Yeah, it's only going to drop the happiness, well, income down by 1. Looks like we can get all those units out as well. Right, we can move him up a bit further. And I'm going to send all of those. So we'll be able to send that unit follow on. Basically, we're not keeping anyone back here. There's some garrison units, 1 unit in each settlement. Now, I will make this an hour episode, providing there are no crashes. Right, so you're still happy. You're losing population, but you're happy. You're extremely happy. You're not going to grow like that. Very low growth, but we're going to be on the offensive. And we can't do anything about happiness there. We're okay. So, what do we want to do? We're on an island. Can't build a port there. Probably need to upgrade something to get a port, or even wait. You're making a lot of money, as are you. We actually recruit. Ooh, Order of the Lily, Knights of Iron, Knights of the Hour, Knights of the Circle. They're all, well, they all appear to be infantry units, don't they? But that's 4 knightly orders just in our capital. Right, so we've got basic units there, no one there, no one there, and no one up there. Right, so we can get some High Rock Knights. We can get those basic militia units. We can get militia crossbowmen. Right. What about upgrading here? High Rock Knights. High Rock Men at Arms and Halberdiers. They sound like they might be more professional than the Town Guard. And Bowyer. Okay. So we're going to want to at least get the basic units in all of our settlements. Town Watch. Get some missile units. You get nothing at the moment. So that pretty much leaves Daggerfall as the only place where we can do anything economic. But we're going to need diplomats. Can't get diplomats anywhere else, can we? Ah, get them there. So we're going to get at least 2 diplomats. No diplomat there, no diplomat there. Now this landmass is very close by. There's probably somebody living over there. We're going to be expanding up along this side and along this side. Now that border looks like it's grey. Grey medieval 2 normally means rebels, doesn't it? So there could be rebels along here, but we know that there is an Orcish capital up there. We click on that. Right, that's green. And it's a little hard to see the faction icon, at least for me. Maybe my eyesight's failing. See anything over here? Nope. Showing anything. So we don't have line of sight. Even on this island where there appears to be some kind of tower, like Orthanc from Lord of the Rings. Pretty impressive though. Right. You see anything over here? No. We don't have very good line of sight, do we? Right. That means let's get our spy moving. Now, we're going to get the diplomat up there. So let's send 3 ships over there. Move him around. We'll take these 3 ships over here. I think this diplomat, we're going to sail him all the way around here. And this other diplomat, we're going to sail him over here and maybe down to talk to the High Elves, because it doesn't look like it's going to take that long, does it? We can already get to there in 1 turn, and maybe down to here in about 3 turns. Alright, so we need to put something in here. We could build some military. Kind of hoping to boost the economy there. Right, Mages Guild. Breton Mage Apprentices. Yes, indeed, there is magic. It's a kind of magic. There's magic in this mod. It's a magical mod. Is it in a fantasy world? So you should expect some kind of magic. You have a vampire castle. Not sure if I'd like to construct that, because it might invite the wrong type of people to my neighbourhood. Okay, but if we do build it, we're going to have access to I'm going to butcher the names in this mod. Rasev Blood Knights. Rasev Blood Knights. Now, I've seen Blood Knights in the Call of Warhammer mod, the vampire factions. Okay, this is what these knights look like. 950, 300 upkeep. So, reading this, they're actually a vampire clan native to Daggerfall. found in the same city, as well as in Glen Point and on the island of Bethany. Could be that little island sitting off the coast of our capital. Alright. Vampires of the clan are known for their speed and peculiar vampire nobility, but much less cunning and insidious than the rest of their brethren. Alright, well, that's actually going to reduce law and happiness. But it would give us access to mounted vampire cavalry. It's interesting. This costs 4,000 though. There's not really much economic in here, is there? Which is a bit disappointing considering we have 30,000 people. Right. Dark Brotherhood hideout. That gives us spy and assassin, but it costs 8,000. That's going to reduce happiness and health. So, doesn't seem promising. Fighters Guild headquarters. Right, that sounds like some type of mercenary recruitment building. Yeah, there's really anything economic apart from the docklands. Well, as we've got 5,500 left, I think we'll go ahead and put it into some military buildings until something better shows up. Right, retinue has expanded, so 10% discount on unit training costs, 10% bonus to cash gained from looting. Our faction leader. Right, so we can't actually see anything, but we will in the next turn. Right, let us end the very first turn in this new campaign, and hopefully it'll go well. Ah yes, now there are quite a few scripts in this, as you're about to see. They sometimes will just take you to a particular point on the map to show you where something is. Now, we are lucky because we have a candidate for adoption. Inwold Kingheart. Good name. I'm going to accept him. See where he shows up. At Antiqua. Castle Volclair. Right, now I can show you where that one is. Right there. That's where there are undead. Not the living dead, but the undead. Right. Now, this is the Oblivion Crisis script. Do you want to enable Oblivion Crisis script? In case of it switching on, there will be an invasion of Oblivion on roughly 140 to 150 turns. Now that might be something that's similar to the Chaos Invasion in Total War Warhammer. I will have to research that, but as I don't know what it is, I'm going to disable it for the moment. You can always, if things go well, enable it for other campaigns. End of turn, faction announcements. Very good. 2 diplomats. So, diplomat in here. Go ahead and get on that ship, or those ships. And you, that's the one that we just got, family member. You can get on there. And it actually looks like there's a trade line back to, forming a triangle, and they go over to here. Alright, we have discovered somebody. Who are these people? Forebears capital. Okay. Alright, so what do we want to do with these people? They are pretty powerful, but very poor. apparently the same religion as us, Imperial Pantheon. Reputation mixed, as is ours. Relations reasonable, but we're definitely going to get trade with them. What does that look like? That looks generous to them. We get some map info. Alright, that's suddenly gone to demanding. It's only balanced if we offer them all of that. So I think what we'll do is offer him that. Ask for a little bit of money. He's already rank 3. We just recruited him. Alright, well, they halved the amount of money, but alright, so we're not going to give them map info, but we know where some of them are. We're going to get back on our ships and continue sailing down along this coast. Relations have improved. Right, so we've got an ally out here, the orange colour, as orange is a colour, but that's the colour of their faction. Right, so let's get our spy. Aha, you've found a wooden castle with 7 units in it. What else can we discover? Right, that only has 7 units. We've got this guy, kind of looks like an alien from Doctor Who. Got 4 crossbow units there, so we use him to put them under siege. Now, this one, gonna do with him. Gonna send him. Ooh, we've bumped into another one, Phrygius. She's a Mott and Bailey, but we can actually see what they've got in there. 7 units. I'm going to guess that that's pretty similar to what they've got in there. But, well, as we've bumped into them, I'm going to put them siege. See what's in there. Yep, it's identical. 2,500 people. That one only has 406. So I think we want to leave our faction leader there. We're going to trade him over so he can move up there, because there's the border, this one, and it looks like it comes up here and goes over there, so potentially there's another one up here. It's not going to tell us, is it? That one is. Right. So we're making good money already. In fact, when we move this navy up, we get all the way there in the next turn, we might be able to find out what's up here. But we don't need our faction leader, King Gothrid, and this entire army being blocked by a Mott and Bailey with 400 people in it. There's a lot more troops in it than there are people. So we've just got the alliance or trade agreement. We're already making almost as much in trade as we are in taxes. So that's good. Yeah, so apparently those vampires also live around here and up here. Right. Oh, that's 30 minutes gone. Far too much time spent listening to me talk, but I guarantee there will be some action. Right, I didn't actually count how many factions, but I think it's around 16 to 21. Okay, this is one of those scripts that are going to take you to a certain point. Stros Mackay, apparently a city, could also be the name of the island, but it's right here on the mini-map. So it's north of the High Elves. Okay, you can read that for yourself if you wish, but apparently that would be interesting or useful to capture this island, Stros Mackay. Has a full garrison in it though. It is our religion, 100%, and it's a city at least. Don't know how many people are in it, but definitely at city level. Okay, so you can actually see a border here. That's an orange and a kind of mustard yellow. So there's somebody else living out here, and not those people that we just allied with. Alright, move up there. Aha! Rebel City with 8 units in it. Don't have too many buildings, but probably got a good population. It is our culture or our religion, so they should be relatively friendly. Definitely want to take all of that good cavalry. I'm going to leave one cavalry behind. Take all of these nice looking units and those. Go and besiege them. Right, you can take over here. Now it does mean that they actually have 1 unit more than we have. Relations have improved. That's the one we allied with last time. So they might sally out. Might have to give them a little support. So you've moved. How far can you move next time? You can move a pretty good distance. Right. Aha, we've bumped into a rebel town. And another faction. Wayrest. Alright, let's see how close we can get to them. Aha, they have a settlement. It's a village with a general and a small army. That's the militia units, and that's a better type of unit. Wayrest Guard and pikemen. Hey, and a navy. Small navy. Alright. Aha. So that's Stormhaven, and that's Bullseye. It does say Bullseye River, but guessing that's the name of their province. So if they got another province here, very small one, we need to get somebody up here as well. Right, so I'm going to take this 8400 that we've got. Should be able to recruit some troops now. Those ones are a little more expensive. These are very cheap. So I'm going to take many as we can get, which isn't many. Can't get these to the mainland. We're going to have to build a ship for that, aren't we? Right, but I want to grab as many of these as we can. Right, that's basically the same garrison. It says it's a town, but it only has 2 buildings. Very small. See the population? 1500, 1492 to be precise. But we want to get this before they do. But I don't think that they're going to be strong enough to take it yet. We could be in a war very quickly because they might be blocking our expansion along here. We've already allied over here. We don't know what's up here. I can only see mini map up to around about here. So we don't know who's up here. Got a pretty good idea of who's over here. That's where the orcs are. Orcs is... Right, let's get some more military buildings. Stables. Stables. So we can't get any cavalry. Yeah, Bowyer there. Bowyer there. Right, that'll give us some better quality troops. Get that one there as well. So that actually took up most of our money. Right, but we've got 3 settlements under siege and we're going to rush for a 4th one. Okay, we're moving as if by magic. It's a kind of magic. Right, so we have a new mission, take rebel settlement of Ogria, which is the one we were just discussing. Ooh, they've got more troops now, including some Knights of the Rose. They have the same colour scheme as Land in Call of Warhammer. Kind of greyish black silver. Yeah, they're building up forces to take Kogria. They might not be strong enough, but let's move our spy over here. Right, so the Orcs have green borders, and it looks like they've got 2 settlements at least, because there's a border right there. Now we can see Wayrest, and they also have this one, Galvadon. So we've got that one. What's the name of this one? Okay, so that's Bulsay River, capital at Galvadon. It says Kingdom of Wayrest. It's the name of their province. Okay. Ooh, they got a full stack there. So good for us. Get into a war with them. Okay, let's move along here. Aha, we've bumped into another faction. Right. Alliance. Well, they think that's okay. What if we don't ask for that and just get some more money? Try to. Well, they accepted that. Right. So we can just get past that island, meaning we're about there. We can get down to these high elves. Horns of the Reach. Okay. This is a kind of barbarian tribe. What's happened to his heart? His chest seems to be cut open. Doesn't look very nice. There's a lot to read right here, but there's some kind of barbarian tribe living up in the northern part of the map. Okay, to have a union with Reachmen, it is necessary to capture next settlements, Evermore, Cloud Spring, and Raven Spring. Right. Well, you can apparently for some reason see this one, Evermore, Raven Spring, and Cloud Spring. So if we can get up here and get these 3, then get some kind of alliance. And we have to move this fleet as well. Half is blocked, recruitment, good amount of troops. Still making money. But we need to take somebody out. This guy looks pretty old. He is 50. What's it going to do if we take him out? It's pretty loyal. Going to reduce by 100 income. Right. Send those up there. Send one of them into there. No mercenaries available. Got an extra unit here, but I'm going to need another ship to transport them across. Okay. See what we can recruit. Basic spearmen. Very cheap, so that's good. We can't get any more there. Can't get a very cheap ship. We can also get another diplomat. Need one. Right. It's going to take 20 turns to get another one. Same for those. Those are 900. 8, 8, 8. Now that one looks cooler. I don't know if they are. Let's see the stats. 350 upkeep. Yep, all the same upkeep. 14, 4 and 22. 4 and 22. 18, 14 and 22. This one's significantly better for the same price. This one has a lot more defense. But these Knights of Iron look like the best ones to get. So I'm going to recruit a unit of those. The money's going down still, but starting to get some trade partners. Might be able to get some mercenaries up there. Well, that one can already reach. Might as well send that one. Okay. So far we're just at war with the rebels. Or I think we are. I should have looked in the diplomacy section. Right, looks like we're going to get our first battle of the episode and the campaign. So we're slightly outnumbered. So we might lose this one because I don't know how strong rebels are in this. And I don't know how strong our units are. These are just basic militia units. Right, so those are militia, but these look like a tier above. They are heavy swordsmen. Right, let's see how well this battle progresses, whether there are any crashes or glitches.
Muster your courage, men. We march into battle.
If we do have any problems with crashes, I shall try to find a workaround. Check out the Total War Center forums on skirmish. Drop that equipment. Right, we've got the yeomen, which I would have thought would have been light cavalry, but classed as heavy. Breton bodyguard. Normally I don't do this, as you know, if you watch any of my videos, but I'm gonna just pause it so we can take a look at these units. They look pretty good, don't they? Now these ones got birds on them. That one's got a lion on it. It's got an owl, doesn't he? Another owl. This one's got a red flame. And one has, what's that, a red dragon? Kind of looks like the Welsh flag, doesn't it? Almost certain that's a red dragon on a green field. Anyhow, let's get back to the battle. We'll send our general over onto this flank. He apparently doesn't have any special abilities. You firing yet? No. We don't want the enemy firing free. Okay, 60 FPS at the moment, which is what it's supposed to be, because what it's locked to. seeing any dips. Fairly generic medieval 2 settlement, right? Anyone that's played medieval 2 should recognise that. Right. We've got some crossbowmen out there firing away. Doesn't appear to have landed any shots yet, do they? Right. You know what? Let's move forwards. Charge in and retreat. We killed 10% already. Yeah, those are the ones we want to kill off. Right. Heavy swordsman. Yeah, they're pulling those units back. Yeah, in fact, that must be our faction symbol there. Red dragon on a green field. Right, General, we need to get away from there. See if we can get you over here. Looks like they actually caught up to my general. And he took a few casualties there. There's a dead body. It's not good. Right, you try to deal with those. They are outclassing you. Charged in, but it looked like a very good charge. Now lost 11%, up to 30 for the enemy. Right. If we can get our general around here. You're going to have to come in for another charge. Getting followed though. How are you doing? Appear to be doing okay. Right, general. Come in after those. We'll take those off skirmish. Only 2 units. About to get a good solid charge in over here. Oh yeah, they had 100 men and they're down to 40 already. Wow. It's particularly good. Right, our general appears to have crashed into somebody. Did some damage, but he's also taken casualties there.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half
Right.
their men.
Right. They're going to follow after my cavalry. Fine. General, come over here. In fact, I'm going to have a few 2 units. Fire on that unit. Seem to have stragglers in our units, which isn't good. Right, this is supposed to be chasing after them. It's their crossbowmen. On targeting that unit. General, come up here. Right, we've lost a unit. Yep, General, come up here. Right. Only a few spearmen left. Yeah, somehow they're catching up to my cavalry.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Alright, there's a lot of blood on these units. Okay, we've charged in. I didn't give them an order to charge in there, did I? We've lost both of our infantry units. Go on to fire at will. going to be a very close one. We are winning, technically. Okay, you've managed to rally. Now we got a terrible charge there with our general.
Victory will be ours.
Right. Have a cavalry unit pull back. Yeah. Nope. We didn't get a full charge, did we? Let's say they're wavering. I don't want to risk our general getting hit there by friendly fire. I'll have you chase them. General, can you help out over here? Might be able to get a rear charge into that unit. Nope. Go and fire on them. Run over there. Our cavalry units are taking a lot of punishment, but we have broken this unit.
Our men are winning the battle.
Yes, they are.
Continue like this.
Okay, it's basically over. Yep, they have sallied out again. We need to get over here and see if we can get into the settlement or rout all of their units. Follow. More for skirmish. Shooting them. Right. Taking fire from the towers, aren't you? Apparently you can't get in. That's what it's saying. Right, they've closed the gates on you. Move back. I'll keep firing over there. Yep. I'll fire over here. You get in? Come on. Come on. Get through those gates. Like you're through. Infantry is through. They're wavering. Come on. Come on, cavalry. Keep going.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this,
Come on. Yeah, collision isn't great, but then they are inside the settlement. That never goes well.
Our army is tiring.
If we can get them to pull through. Alright, let's have a close-up of our crossbowmen, because they look like, yep, kind of look like the medieval ones. They've got that really cool helmet on, I particularly like. You'll notice that there's actually a lot of dirt on the units. I think there's an actual way to have them with clean uniform and armour. Also like that style of helmet as well. So they've actually got a mix of helmets on. They've got the shields on the back like the police crossbowmen. There's our red dragon, or is it a wyvern? Right. You not get through there? Have them stop fighting, or firing I should say. Who's holding you up? Like you killed off everyone. Now down to 10. Oh, there are little holes in their flags. It's cool if it was on purpose. Okay, so we did take almost 50% casualties. But we know that we can beat rebels that have slightly more than us. We should be able to. Alright. They're down to 2. Now they're down to 1. Oh, nope. Got them all, didn't we? Nope, we're still fighting somebody. Technically. Where is he? Can't find him. Cavalry seems to have bugged out. Trying to get into that building. It says we're fighting someone. Where is he? Oh, he's dead now. Right, replenishment. Okay. Alright, we got 9% replenishment. Death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. I'll be there when I get there.
By God's will, we have triumphed.
Okay, so we've what did we gain? Phrygius. Right, that's the one that only had 400 people in it, so it's not really worth killing off anybody, is it? So we're just going to occupy it, and the currency in the game is septims, apparently. That's worth 282. We have a candidate for adoption. He does have 4 loyalty, which is my minimum, usually. And where has he shown up at? Now get these 2 units over to the mainland. In there. Ship back over into port. Where did he show up? Is that him? I think it was. Gonna leave him there. Is he worth 32? He's worth about 130, isn't he? He's 18, though. Right. Send those up. So they don't get another free upkeep unit. Right. This city is already under siege.
Yes, my liege. With honor, sire.
Get him moving.
We'll make camp here, sire.
They've got a little movement, so we're going to make use of that.
Further today, sire.
Right. Get you moving. Same with you. Looks like we can only get the crossbowmen as free upkeep at the moment. Yep, you need to boost that. That was the mercenary unit, so apparently we can retrain those, which is good. They're at 170% happiness, so I think actually let's merge that one. We'll send those back to the settlement, replenishment. So we've got the Knights of Iron, who apparently serve Zenithar, whoever Zenithar is when he's at home. Or her, could be a her. Ah, alright, so we can't move directly south. Move right, which would be east, I guess. We can move left, which would Be west. Right, let's move over here. Our spy. Where do we send our spy? Okay, we've bumped into another orc settlement. There's Prince Agronak. Agro. I'll just call him Agro now, and he's got some Reachman cavalry. So apparently the orcs have an alliance. These Reachman people. Right. Have you moving along? Ah, there's a port up here. A rebel port. And there's, yes, that's the settlement. North Point. It's a minor city. It's got a decent garrison and quite a few buildings. You're still relatively happy. You're going to be surrendering in 2 turns. Got 4. Really don't want to waste any of our good troops trying to fight our way into a settlement. Okay. See about, well, we only have 750. I'm going to say doing some economic buildings. So, rather limited there. Can't get any economic buildings there. About over here, corn exchange. Give some money. Cleaned cleared fields to boost our population. Building the town council here. We trained that unit. Right, we'll do that. So, what are we expecting? 954. Oh, look at that army upkeep. Approaching 11,000. That ain't good. Right, we need to stop recruiting. Let's give it another end turn, because we've only had 5. Now, this is recorded on a Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday of this week I'm going to have brownouts, so no power and no internet, or at least not during the daytime. Also, on Monday of this week, we also had no power and internet during the day, but that wasn't scheduled. So I'm trying to get as many ordered and uploaded in advance as possible. So we're down to 262. Oh, alright. You know what? What's that costing us? 150. You're gonna have to go. Let's not recruit anyone there. Marriage celebrations. Our prince has got married. Our prince, he was what, 18 at the start of this? No, he's still 18. Or was he 17? So we've got, he's 26. Got a daughter there. Right. They need some wives to reproduce. So where's that ship with the diplomat? Right here. We can't move south still. Move in a oddly, in an odd way. Right. Send him along here. Okay, he's bumped into some orcs. Right. Which are called Orsinium, because they come from the settlement of Orsinium. Got men at arms, heavy warriors, halberdiers. They look kind of civilized, or at least well organized. Orsinium warriors, mountain orcs. Right. I do want to get up here and get this one because it's already got a port, so that would be good. Coups have stalled. Construction. Got Town Guard at Antiqua. Did they give us more free upkeep? No, it didn't. But we get the better units if we add some money and replenish those. I'll put in something economic if we have it. Council chambers. It doesn't look like anything economic, does it? Brothel. Yeah, we're rather limited on economic buildings. Oh well. Can upgrade, but it's only halfway to be upgraded. Can get something economic over here. That'll help it to upgrade a little quicker. Half blocked. Right. Oh. Ooh, look, there's another border over here. That orange should be our allies, right? Those forebear people. Clan of the Forebears. Yeah. I actually read a book, Clan of the Cave Bears, once. I think it's been made into a movie. It was a very good book. Part of a trilogy. It was a very big book, or thick book. A few pages. That was interesting, but these are Clan of the Forebears, and not the Cave Bears. Well, I suppose they could be related. Anyway, we can see a black border here. That means there's somebody out here, because the rebels have the grey border. So there's somebody living up here, another tribe. And we're going to find out who that is. Right, there's a watchtower there. Ah, that's from our allies, the Cyrodiilic Empire. Right, who else are we allied to? Did we start allied to anyone else? Forebears, Crowns, Clan of the Crowns. Right, so we are only enemies with the rebels at the moment. That's our allies. They're at war with Great House Dagov, which is over on the east side. That Clan of the Forebears. They're not at war with anyone. And the Crowns. They're not at war with anyone. Which is good. But we need to work on our economy though. We ain't making a lot of money, are we? Expanding that ship helped a little bit. I'm going to claim that settlement next. Ah, aha. They didn't capture it. And it doesn't look like they caused much damage. The only one that we can see is this one. He's got 198. And they start out with 200. So that Wayrest army didn't cause much damage. Right. Well, we might as well. We transfer 2 of those units over. That should be more than enough to deal with them. Go and join up over there with Bertram Spode. That should be more than enough to deal with those. Should we have one more battle? It's going to make this episode really long. Or should we leave this battle and open the next episode with it? Oh boy, now that I've started I want to carry on. You know what? We're going to open the next episode with the battle at Davinan, which has 2,500 people, so it's doing okay. You can only hold out 3 more turns, so our income should be going up fairly soon. It's going to mean that once we take this, we can push up here. Actually, maybe we can push up through here. It's a very narrow pass, isn't it? Get up to that rebel city, North Point. Yeah, who knows what awaits us through here. So that's where we're going to end this episode of our very brand new campaign in the Elder Scrolls Total War, playing as Daggerfall. So remember, if you know anything about this mod, if you know anything about this world that it's set in, and if you know anything about this faction, or the factions that we're likely to be at war with, please leave a comment and educate me, because education is good.